So I'm going to take some apple. I'm going to make apple wine today, so I'm going to take a bunch of apples, stick it in there, press it, and we'll see what we come up with. We'll stick about 18 pounds of apples in here, and then we'll press it. Now, if you don't have a wine press, you could just stick it in this bag and squeeze it by hand. Now, without even pressing them, I've already got quite a bit of juice there. What I usually do is I stick them in the freezer, let them freeze, and then once you unthaw them, they're really mushy and soft, so it makes it a lot easier to work with. What I'm going to do next is I'll fold this in like this, and then we'll start pressing these. Now, before I started, I sanitized everything, so as you can see, all this juice coming out, and I'm not even really haven't even started yet. The apples are really soft. So once I get a lot of juice here, I'm going to pour it all into my fermenter here. Apples are very soft, so they're pressing very nicely. Like I said, if you don't have a fruit press, you stick them in that bag and squeeze them by hand. It's a little bit more work, but so it looks like I got most of the juice out of these apples. What I'm going to do next is do a little something different. I'm going to add some blackberry to it. Alright, so we're done pressing the berry, and it looks like we got about a gallon and a half, probably a gallon. What we'll do is take all this that we just pressed, and we'll tie a knot in this, and we'll stick it right in there. So there's what we got here so far. And like I said, if you don't have the wine press, then you just have to stick the apples in this bag and squeeze it by hand. So I'm adding about 3 gallons of water to start with. You don't have to use bottled water. It's just what I prefer to do. Now we're going to add some sugar. Okay, so the directions calls for 1.085 on the specific gravity. So then that's enough that I know that this is going to take about at least 2 of these 4-pound bags of sugar. So I'm going to dump one in there already. Now that bag of fruit we stuck in there, that will break down probably to a ball about that size. Alright, so I put 8 pounds of sugar in here. It looks like we're right at about 8, maybe about 8.5, but I want to put a little bit more water in there because I want to get this up to maybe about that line right there. So we'll add a little bit more water, and then we'll check the specific gravity again, see if we're at that 8.5, that 1.085, and then we'll add the chemicals we need to add to it, and then we'll let it sit for 24 hours and add the yeast tomorrow. Alright, so I put all the ingredients in already, which I don't know if we can see this on here, but so I got the top snapped on, put the airlock in, filled it up with water, The reason why I didn't put much more than up to this line here is because when this starts fermenting, this thing will swell up and that bag will push up against this hole and it will make a pretty good mess. So, and I'm probably pushing the limit on how much I put in there. Sometimes it depends how much it ferments. If it ferments like violently, then you're gonna definitely have a mess. But if it ferments slowly, then it shouldn't be too bad. So we'll keep an eye on the progress, and give me about a week. Next week we'll post the next video of transferring this fermentation into a secondary carboy and setting it away for about 3 months before we do our next transfer. All right, thanks. Have a good day.